afternoon. How we doing? Hashtag no4. Not used for a while. That's today's shave. Stuff I haven't used for a while. I'm going to start with the razor, which is an Ikon X3 slant. 3-piece, non-adjustable razor. There'll be a link in the description, link up here to the last time I used that. Two types of slant razors. There are slant razors that just slant the blade, basically place it at an angle like that. And there are torque slants, which basically, this is no blade, it's not the blade I'm using today. The torque slant basically does that with the blade. It puts it under torque, it twists it. Please don't try this at home. It basically torques the blade so it looks obviously exaggerated, puts torque into it. That's an old blade. So that's the razor. The blade, Gillette Nacet, on its first use. Again, blade I haven't used in a long time. The soap, it's no longer available in the UK readily. It is still available, I believe, in Europe and other parts of the world. And it's one I haven't used in an awful long time. The last time I used this was my most watched video, L'Occitane. It's a hard puck. You get the aluminium container. Basically the two over time will weld themselves together. L'Occitane Cade. I'm going to be lathering today, but I'm going to use the bottom side of the puck because I quite like the stamp on the top. So we'll get the blade in the razor. So it's a 3-piece, non-adjustable. So there's the blade loaded. There's the base plate on. Ikons have a huge thread on them. It's on an Ikon bamboo handle I'm using for this one today. But there's no overhang. And there's the blade, fully loaded. The brush, soaking and getting dropped, is Simpsons Scot. To give you some idea of the size of this brush, that is the Scot. That is a chubby 2, 13mm, I believe. Best Badger. And first time I saw this brush I thought it was a joke, and I did a test lather with one and the thing just blew me away. It just works so well. So I'm just hitting the underside of the puck to load up the brush. You can see yourself the soap coming up nice and airy. And hopefully get enough soap in the wee brush for 3 passes. So how's your week been? Sunday, Christmas tree's just gone up. I mean, it's now stood up in the living room. So, start of the festive season, I suppose. So we've got a pretty good load in the brush. And basically everything from the puck, on the hands, and off the bottom of the puck is going on the face. This soap used to be available in the UK, and L'Occitane stopped retailing it in the UK for some reason, but it's still You do see it occasionally on eBay, and it is, I believe, still readily available in Europe, the States, and various other countries. It's certainly pretty slick on hands. This is the ideal travel brush. Omega do one similar, which I don't have, which is supposed to be pretty good. I think it's the 11047. Geek or what? Knocking on brush numbers. I need to get out more. I think Omega call theirs, or it's known as the Mighty Midget. I haven't tried that as well. Test lather with one. It'll work very similar to this. So right, any of the YouTube shavers, go through your cupboards. Find out some stuff. Anybody, go through your cupboards. If you've got a YouTube channel, even better. Shave of the day photographs. Hashtag them. Hashtag NUFAW. Nufor, not used for a while. See if we can get a trend going. So dig through your cupboards. We've all got piles of stuff. Way too much than we actually physically need. So go find something you haven't used for donkeys. Whether it be last Christmas's shaving soap, Christmas scent you got from last year, just dig it out, use it. Same for a razor and a brush, something. I haven't used that for ages. If you post a picture on social media, hashtag it Nufor. Let's see when we can get going. So there we go, there's the wee Scot. As you can see, it's quite dinky. Got plenty of soap in it. I've got two slant razors, they're both Ikons. The other one is the 102, which basically just tilts the blade. It doesn't talk. If a razor could talk, that would be special, wouldn't it? It doesn't talk the blade. It's bad enough talking to a camera while you shave them, let alone having a conversation with the razor. So top razors, they're generally classed as slightly efficient. I hate the word aggressive. I really don't like the word aggressive when people say, oh, it's an aggressive razor. No, tigers are aggressive. Wild bears are aggressive. They eat you. All the razor's going to do is cut your generally due to use it It will still take the hair off, so that some do it far more efficiently than others. Slants are generally classed as being more efficient. I think the guillotine the French used to chop heads off, that blade was at an angle and it came down and went through the neck and the vertebrae. Obviously, got to be a sharp blade. One thing you don't do with the slant is compensate for it. Been designed, you'd hope, so the razor and the blade work together. Yeah. Good first pass, plenty of slickness on the face from the soap. Back to the wee Scot. I don't mean Jimmy Cranky. For anybody outside the country, it's a small. Jimmy Cranky is a small comedic character, actually played by a female, who's quite small in height. Who happens to look very much like Nicola Sturgeon. The Scottish First Minister. Ice cream van's round again, Sunday. It's 4 degrees outside, with the wind chill probably kicking out about 0. This guy's up there hoping, trying to sell ice creams. Frightening part is, people actually still buy them. Anybody new to the channel? Hello, my name's Martin. This bathroom is in the northeast of Scotland, despite my English accent. Welcome along, please feel free to comment. Right, soap pass around. I've got a few samples, and by samples I don't mean the sort of samples you get from Shave Dash or anywhere else. These are 70-gram tubs from Signature Soaps in Bolton from Brian. So, if there's enough interest, I will do a pass round on the channel. Basically, the way I envisage it working is quite simple. If you want to partake in the pass round, you email me your name and address, so we form a list of names and addresses. I will post the soap out to the first person on the list who uses it for a week, has a few shaves with it, who then posts it on to the second person on the list until the soap's gone. There's 70 grams of soap in the tubs, So even if you work out at somebody using 2 grams of soap a shave, it's a fair few shaves in a tub, and it's good stuff. You don't need much of it. A little goes an awful long way. So if you're interested in a pass round of a soap or a couple of soaps, if you're Swedish and on the Swedish Wet Shavers Facebook page, check out that page there. I'm hoping Johan Shaving Butcher is receiving 4 tubs shortly, which I'll send to him for a pass round on that Facebook group to try and get signature soaps a bit more well known outside of the UK. They deserve to be. They're very good soaps. So if you're interested in partaking in a pass round, comment below. Obviously it's not going to start this video, I'm just gauging interest. If there's not enough, I'll work out something else. To do with the soaps. So as you can see, despite the size of the brush, there's not a lot left in it. It's given us enough soap for 3 passes on pickups, just on the neck. Okay, I'm going to go for a rinse. No jokes this week. Johan sent me a bill from the last video for his use of his video and his joke and his appearance fee. I just can't afford the man, he's so expensive. Back in a minute. A little bit of feedback off the Aloe, which tastes like shit. Lovely. Time for a quick slip of coffee. Quick rinse. Alum blocks, sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. That was interesting, just to see how much feedback there was from razor that I haven't used for a while. Sometimes I leave the alum on the face. So, next, DIY Witch Hazel and Aloe Vera. It's basically witch hazel you get from the chemist, £3 a bottle. 70–80% witch hazel, 20% aloe vera gel. Just mixed together. Nice and simple, no need for theirs, which is quite expensive to get in the UK. And last but not least, Nivea Two Phase. You can see it's called Two Phase because there's two levels. This is an aftershave lotion, so it's basically, there's a bit of alcohol and a bit of menthol in it. But it comes off quite nicely. Okay, what have we used today? Razor, Ikon X3 torque slant razor, in which there was a Gillette Nacet on its first use. Soap, L'Occitane, Cade, Savon Barber shaving soap. So not readily available in the UK anymore, unfortunately. For some reason they stopped retailing it, but it's still available in Europe and other parts of the world. That's the aluminium tin that it was available with. And the brush, Simpsons wee Scot. Don't mean Begbie. Train spotting reference there, fellas. Let you go and research that one for yourself. 13mm knot, best badger, and yeah, not a joke, it's an actual brush, it does work. All stuff that hadn't been used, which was today's shave. So remember, if you're going to post anything up for next week, social media, hashtag NUFO and UFAW, November, Uniform, Foxtrot, Alpha, Whiskey, hashtag. Let's see if we can get a trend going. Or if you've got a YouTube channel, you fancy joining in the hashtag, crack on. And slot pass around, any interest, comment below, we'll gauge interest and see how popular it would be and what the logistics of it would be. If it involves a group of people in the States, fine, I'll send it to one person in the States and then they can send it among themselves. So we could have a tub in the States, a tub in Europe and a tub in the UK, and take it from there. Work it that way around. There's plenty of variables and options available to us. But if you don't let me know, I can't work it out by myself. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Bye for now.